Devin Haney, Gabe Rosado, they are beefing. I think the best way for me to explain the beef is to take you through it from the top. So this is what Gabe Rosado initially said that pretty much got Devin Haney all riled up. Roll the clip.
I'm leaning towards Ramirez.
Okay,
only because I feel like he has to redeem himself.
He does. And he's going to make those
point
adjustments.
in his career to get this opportunity.
It's do or die for him.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For both, actually.
For both.
Yeah, if Haney were to lose, bro, you know.
Yeah. Because look, you got to remember,
Haney
is coming off of.
I get what you're saying, and everything's
loss.
right. Everything's right.
And regardless of whether.
But Haney has to make those adjustments too. Haney has something to prove as well.
Yeah.
And when you have a talented fighter like that, having to I got to prove myself against a bully, because that's what Ramirez is going to be. Right? A bully, someone that's going to pressure. Guess what? I'm a boxer.
But let me tell you something, bro. You know, in boxing, it's a way and a way to come back.
Yeah, of course.
And I think Ramirez is the wrong guy to come back. Because look, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying. That's
I'm leaning towards Ramirez.
So they were talking over each other a little bit, but I'm just being real. I didn't really see Gabe Rosado violate Devin Haney with his opinion. Like, he didn't say oh, Devin's over, he a bum. He just said that's not the right guy and style of former champion 32 to necessarily come back to. You know what I mean? You don't want to come back to the wrong style in boxing. So for me, I don't think he violated. I really don't. But Devin obviously felt the type of way and responded negatively. So let's look at that. Devin seen it and responded, and he said, Gabe Rosado has 17 losses, took beating after beating. Brain cells are gone. I want him to fight one of my fighters if he's interested. Kevin Newman. Weird, very weird. We live in times where boxers, they take punches for a living, but they can't take criticism. I mean, again, you guys let me know if that's an overreaction, what Devin did. Like, he just gave his opinion and said Ramirez is a former champ. He's still young enough and has enough power and he's capable enough. Coming off the Ryan fight, there's questions. No more, no less. A lot of people feel that way. Rosado responded to that from Devin. Took my L's like a man and been robbed a few times. I never behaved like no woe and sued anyone after the ad whooping that you took. That was a car wreck. You lost more brain cells that night than most. You have no chin, son. So Gabe Rosado came back firing. He came back firing. Devin says, champ, well, maybe I shouldn't call you that because you was never a champion. Your claim to fame was getting beat to a bloodbath with Golovkin at age 26. You couldn't hold my gym bags. I've won more titles and made 50 times what you've made in your career. Keep watching the new generation and quit hating. You a bum gatekeeper. Listen, from the Bay Area, and what I notice is when people start talking about money and things that didn't have nothing to do, oh, I got a nicer car than you, they're usually getting cooked. You know what I mean? Because if we're talking boxing and you randomly bring up, I make more money than you, usually you're not in control. Rosado said, this take is what has Devin Haney all worked up. I believe it's the wrong comeback fight for Haney. Ramirez is a former champ, only 32. He can punch. He's no walkover. If Haney beats him, it says a lot about him as a fighter. No hate here, right? So he said, I'll basically give credit. Then, they kept going back and forth. He says, Devin, the no-chin Haney, making adjustments, hands up, champ, camp life. And it's somebody with their guard taped to their temple so they don't get caught with the left hook. Wow. So, yeah, man, I think Devin overreacted, to be honest. This generation is sensitive, bro. Like, if you're a YouTuber and you say one thing, like you could say 10 positive things, but on that 11th, if you say one thing, then the boxer will block you or don't like you or mad at you. Like the game, it makes the game look goofy to me, in my opinion, my honest opinion. It makes the game look goofy because, like, it's not just boxing, it's society. Nobody can have an opinion. I don't care. I'm going to keep saying my opinion. I'm not really worried about it. People are just going to have to be mad at me. That's how I look at it. Rosado also put out this video, which I'll let you listen to right now. Roll the clip.
What's good, y'all, man? So, look, man, Haney, he's not happy, right? He's on Twitter going crazy, X, whatever you want to call it. And, look, man, I gave my opinion. I said I think Ramirez was the wrong choice. The dude is a former champion. He can punch. He's only 32. You know what I'm saying? He lost to Barbosa, but Barbosa is he hot right now. He's popping. So it's like it ain't a bad loss. You know what I'm saying? So to be laid off a whole year, you haven't fought Haney. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back and the first guy is Ramirez. I'm just saying that it was a bad choice. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you beat this guy, then good, dude. No one is saying I want Haney to lose. I never said I want Haney to lose. I just gave my opinion on what I thought. That's all that was, bro. You and your feels, like you and your pops. Y'all both be in your feels, man. And on another note, I actually wanted, not that I wanted, but I was going for Haney in the fight with Ryan. I didn't think Ryan was mentally right. You know what I'm saying? Ryan, you know, he pulled a good one on all of us because everyone thought Ryan was off. So I'm thinking Haney had the upper hand in that fight. So I picked Haney in that fight. Ain't no hate here, bro. Now you lost the fight. I'm judging you off of how you act after the loss, bro. You know what I'm saying? You sued the man, you know what I'm saying, for battery. Bro, this is a combat sport. Whether he was on something or not, it's a combat sport, bro. Then, now you on his undercard. Now you on Ryan Garcia's undercard, bro. Make it make sense. What's good, y'all, man?
Listen, Rosado was cooking. Y'all can say whatever y'all want in the comment section. Rosado was cooking. You are in your feelings, sir. And Bill Haney, so the Haneys just seem unhinged. I'm just being real with you. When it came to the DAZN host, Bill Haney went off on him, called him a POS and full of S, this, that. It seemed like they taking the Ryan fall from grace like very hard, punching people at the carnival, then doing fake confrontation videos and posting it outside the hotel, like you punked Ryan to get in his car that he was already getting into. And then they're like, oh, Ryan didn't say anything. Devin didn't say anything. He watched Ryan get in the car with a date and his lawyer in the UK, and it's not like he got punched up or something. So it's like, what is going on? And for me, it lends more credence to what Rosado is saying. Boxing is mental. So I'm not saying this ain't a fight prediction, but mentally, I don't like the way this looks for the Haneys coming off of the Ryan fight to seem so like unhinged and bothered by everyone's opinion and stuff. You people have doubts. You got scraped up. You got mollywopped. Ryan's left hook was a problem for you. Do better. You know what I mean? And that's it. You can't really fault. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but you can't, in my opinion, fault people for saying that Ramirez has a shot, because to be honest, I told you from the jump, I don't like this triple header. It's a bunch of fights on paper that don't like crazy move the needle. And then why not just give us Haney Garcia 2 or Garcia Haney 2 straight away? You don't put obstacles in front of big fights that they could lose. Rolly has power. What if he clipped Ryan? So I'm saying the same thing for both. But in this new soft society, people are so soft where if you say anything, it's like misconstrued as hate. Like you can't even have an opinion anymore without it being labeled hate. Not everyone is hating, because I'll tell you something about me and what I've seen from Rosado. If we wanted to really hate, there would be no explanation. A true hater, they probably oftentimes can't intelligently explain their hate. Like if someone's like, I hate black people, they're going to ask them why. Why do you hate black people? And I guarantee you it's going to be a bunch of stereotypes and generalizations. They think they can dance. The nose is too wide. Like, it's going to be stupid stuff, right? Rosado, boxing ego. When we give opinions, it's followed by rationale and like reasoning. He's telling you what he doesn't like. He's like, Ramirez is still 32. Him losing to Barbosa. Barbosa's pretty big and he on a hot streak. Cool. He just beat, Jack Catterall, blah, blah, blah. So he's obviously cool. He's doing good for himself, right? You, on the other hand, took a year off, got battered up, don't know how you're going to respond outside of sparring to taking hard punches with the smaller gloves and no headgear, right? And there's a lot of pressure on you. And Ramirez, he's basically saying that he don't think Ramirez is so far gone. I think Ramirez hasn't looked good in his recent fights, which makes the fight a little bit more intriguing. But if Ramirez had a bit more momentum, I would probably favor Ramirez. But I just don't know because Ramirez has looked very flat since the Josh Taylor. He hasn't had a Maurice Hooker type of performance since the Maurice Hooker fight. So I don't even know. But it is dangerous. So I agree with Rosado. It is dangerous because you don't know how Ramirez is going to look at the higher weight and kind of a do or die fight. He does have some of the ingredients to pull an upset. And then Devin is a coin flip how he's truly going to respond to adversity after a battering from Ryan. So that's the thing that makes this fight intriguing. So for me, I didn't see Rosado violating. It just seemed like the Haneys are very thin-skinned. And if you're not subservient and a yes man, then more than likely they're going to be against what you say. And it's sad because I think they got gassed up because they have a lot of like YouTube channels and content creators in pocket or whatever relationships with them. So they're used to like people just agreeing and yes men. They're not used to what Ryan did to their brand and truly being the villain. Devin's doing interviews and he's like, oh, I'm the villain now. I love being the villain. I don't believe that. I don't think if you love being the villain, you would embrace it. If you love being the villain, why would you sue Ryan Garcia? Ryan looked more villainous than you. He the one pop dirty, doing diss songs, smoking cigars, drinking alcohol, acted weird before the fight, acted weird immediately after the fight. He's writing diss raps about you. He's still bragging even though he popped and he's still talking trash. He the villain. You didn't do nothing. You went to private school. How you the villain? You went to private school or homeschool or whatever. You didn't go to public school, and it shows, in my opinion. You went to homeschool or whatever, home tutoring. You wasn't really outside in that regard, right? You're suing. Your dad is like snitching. He did a Ryan, almost like a police report about all of Ryan's baby mama drama and stuff and a timeline of events. You like complained to the commission and told Ryan or said that Ryan needed a lifetime ban. What villain acts like this? Like is snitching to the commission and suing and fighting people at the carnival for God knows why that even occurred, right? So I don't get this whole villain thing. And then your dad's getting mad because the host questioned your chin or whatever he got mad at his own host for. You know what I mean? So this is like victim. This is not villain. You know what I mean? And then now you're beefing with Rosado. That's not even the right guy to beef with, right? He's a retired, semi-retired fighter who does like the analysis, and he's respected. He's a respected warrior. You're like, oh, you've never been a champion. You don't make as much money than me. You got 17 losses. Some of them losses shouldn't even really be on his record, so that's nothing to brag about. But beyond that, he's a respected warrior. There's a lot of people who are warriors. That's not the right guys to go after. Now we're going to see if you're a warrior in your next couple of fights.